5 Fantastic Four, and we're gonna give you a little Andor. Maybe we'll talk. Well, that's part of Star Wars. I'm sorry, I missed that up for you, Game God. And then we got what else? We got Game God. What else? We got something else we're talking about. What is it?
Oh, Fantastic Four.
No, something else. Oh, Daredevil. That's right. Almost forgot about it. All that and a little bit more.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Episode number 471. I almost forgot about Daredevil, but I really almost forgot about it when I saw it. We're going to get into that in a minute. Let's look at Game God is here. Magic Mike joining us via satellite. Thank you, Magic Mike. We appreciate you. You're coming in
on location.
on location. Undisclosed location.
That's right, undisclosed.
Hey, Moose, you threw me off here, man. Get me part of the intro. I'm like, I don't.
I know.
What's going on? I was like, what?
I really needed, somebody to.
Hey, we're gonna cut the filming for now. We'll come back to it.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, I'm ready, guys. I'm ready.
Okay, now you're good. Okay.
Hey,
thank you, Magic Mike.
You can tell he just got makeup done too.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfectly good. Look how good Magic Mike looks.
Yeah, he does.
You just
Well, thank you, man.
He looks
making me blush
sharp.
a little bit.
He looks sharp, man. Look like you're 25.
Those of joining us on the feeds around the world, you can see Magic Mike live and all of his goodness of the chair, as we in the biz call it. And then you can also see Game God and I sitting in our lovely studios and looking like bums, really, for the most part.
No, you look sharp, Moose.
No,
Game God's a little grainy, but you look sharp. I'm in my trailer, so you might see some vibrations on occasion or see the camera move a little bit.
Got you.
Hey,
I just want to speak to the grainy part. I look grainy because if I look too good, then I don't want to take attention away from you guys.
That's true. I appreciate that.
I'm just trying to keep it all leveled out, so.
Yeah, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, well, sure we do. I mean, I think somebody does. Thank you, Game God. We should dig right in. Let's dig right into our topics tonight. Can we start with Daredevil? Yeah, we have a finale. And is this like part 1 over, or is there like a part 2, or is this really the finale?
I guess season 1. I think it's season 1.
Yeah, listen, your statement is key to say, let's start with Daredevil, because this episode, the finale episode, right? This should have been like episode 1 or episode 2. Right. I'm sorry, but this should be the beginning of the Daredevil season, not the end.
Well, it makes sense. That's why there's 2 seasons. I think they want to. This was every Batman film talking about the Batman backstory. How Batman became Batman. This is every X-Men movies. They start all over, recasting how the X-Men became. So season 1 of Born Again was.
There was no start over in this. No, there was no start over.
Yeah,
don't try to compare that. No, there was not. Oh, so this is where you learned how Daredevil got his powers?
Yeah, you did see him as a kid.
Show that.
You did, no. Yep. That did show episode 7.
Hardly anything.
Mentions his
That's
dad.
probably the one I skipped over.
Yeah, mentions his dad.
Well, I'm going to relate this to Fantastic Four, and I love you guys saw the Fantastic Four trailer, and in this trailer, you can tell in the movie that they say, we all know the story of how they got their powers. So it just describes it in 2 minutes to describe how they got their powers. They're back on Earth and they're defending Earth. That's kind of what I think should happen here. We had I don't know, what was it? 5-episode run, 6-episode run that could have just been condensed into like 2 episodes. And this should have been clearly like the 3rd episode of Daredevil.
Yes.
Yeah. So as a standalone, was this episode good? Just this episode alone. Did you enjoy it?
Was it good? I enjoyed it. I don't know if it was
Yeah.
good. I enjoyed it only because the rest of them weren't that good.
Well, that's the problem. As a standalone movie, you're absolutely right. I enjoyed it, but if you had to compare it to the rest of the season, it's the best episode, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
And that's why I say this should be the beginning, as Moose said. It should be episode 2, episode 3, at
Yeah.
the most episode 4, at the most,
And
very
I'm not
latest.
saying I have to have action every episode. That's not what I'm saying. But in this particular episode, it kind of brought everything together. I thought we saw Punisher a little late here. I mean, I thought he was
agree.
late to the party. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I
And they completely skip over the fact, we talked about last time. So how's this going to play out now that Daredevil saved Kingpin? They
Right.
completely skip over like it didn't happen, like nothing's going on. So why did we even need that? It
Right.
makes no sense. It doesn't
Right.
flow.
You just needed to get the lights turned off on New York City. So here's my gripe with the episode. I love the episode. I thought the episode was good, but I felt like they try to put everything into this episode.
Mhm.
They we always complain about how they try to tie up all the loose ends, which in this case they really didn't tie up any loose ends.
Yeah,
But
it's a lot.
they pan to everyone. You got Frank Castle, you got Daredevil, you got Vanessa, Kingpin, like everybody who was in the show got some screen time in this episode.
Yes.
And it just made the episode feel clogged, like just so much going on. I would have been completely happy if all I saw was Kingpin, all I saw was Daredevil, and all I saw was Punisher.
Yeah.
And whether you 3 screens split them and they all got like I didn't like that they like BB came up, the reporter, the deputy governor or whatever he is now came up, like everybody was in this episode, and I was like,
So let me ask you, if you're Frank Castle, Punisher, and you would go, Red, why did you save him? Like that's a fair question.
That's a fair question.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it had a fair answer, honestly.
No, I thought the answer was wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I meant. They just kind of threw it away. They said, okay, we really didn't happen. He didn't really save we didn't skip that part. He didn't really save Kingpin.
Yeah.
So it's like, why'd you do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
That was it.
that and it just goes as bad as when Punisher goes to the Red Hook. Like there's no way he's gonna get it. Like he just goes there to get captured. Like I thought that was kind of pointless as well.
That was absolutely pointless. I didn't like that. I didn't understand it because I'm like, well, we know Punisher is actually better than all of this. He's not going to stand there and go, oh, I'm just going to let you beat me up. No. What he went in there with an axe? Come on, come on, like give me a break.
Now if it was Punisher fully decked out,
yeah, but why
whole arsenal
fully decked out?
Yeah, like he didn't have that. Like he just came with like one assault rifle, a couple knives. Like
Right.
where the grenades? Like
Yeah.
where
Right,
like,
exactly.
like,
Rocket launcher, but Punisher didn't take anybody. He was like, hey, I'll just blow up the whole shebang.
yeah,
That's
I'm
right.
not trying to get
That's
hurt.
Punisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So I felt like I just felt like this was just a buffet of characters on the last episode. Now I hope for season 2 that they take some of this feedback and they clean it up a little bit. I see Moose is shaking his head. For those who can't see him,
yeah.
he's shaking his head. He's like, no, this ain't gonna happen. I hope.
I hear a lot of people talk about, oh, this sets up for the Defenders to come and
No.
you think
I've heard that. I've heard that. So like that ending where they're in Josie's bar, like people were saying like that was an opportunity to put in there Luke Cage
right.
and Jessica Jones and
Right.
all that, so there wasn't like, he's building his army now, so to
Right.
speak, right? And then on the opposite end, what is it? We're just straight chaos now in New York City with the with the goon squad, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
The foot.
At this point, the hand, the foot, it's just I just thought this was just a bad episode in terms of story, a good episode in terms of action, but we didn't get one episode that we got both.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't get an episode that we just enjoyed. We didn't. I mean, they were okay.
I thought the first episode was enjoyable.
I didn't, because I felt like the beginning was too much CGI. And
that's right.
But that's you anyway. You never liked any of Daredevil's fights.
No, that wasn't his fight. I'm talking about the CGI piece. And if you say you didn't see the CGI, it's because your camera was messed up.
You talk about like when he's
Daredevil
flying around like Batman.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cheesy. I don't ever remember Daredevil flying around with his little batons and stuff like that.
Right. But the problem is that it looked like, I think it looked better in 1980 Batman.
Yeah.
I think they did a better job at it. I mean, because it did look looked pretty bad. Yeah.
And they had a lot of reshoots before they brought this live again.
I think that's
a concern, right?
Yeah, I thought that was the problem. You can see in some episodes where they were reshot and where some of it was the original, and I think that because of that, you had this just mess of episodes together. Like what was it, 4 and 5, the 2 episodes that came out together? That's, you can throw those away. That literally, you didn't need nothing from those episodes.
That's why they released them together. You know where that was going to go.
Yeah, they were like,
if we release one, then we definitely ain't getting the crowd back. So we got to release 2.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
So, but it's a shame. Daredevil's done.
I was disappointed. Yeah, disappointed.
Yeah. We waited a year and a half for this.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I'm beginning to second guess. Who's what the problem is. Is it just a writing problem, or is it a directing problem?
Wow, that's a great question, because the script writes itself for the most part. At least it should. So maybe there's some director issues in there. And Game God, it's been more than a year and a half, by the way. It's been
I was being
years
conservative on that. Yeah, I think like 2.5. Yeah.
No, I think it's like 7, isn't it? Something like that. Something crazy. 3?
Well, if you're considering like when it was from Netflix to now, yes.
It's been
it's been a long time. But I'm talking about since they first announced that they were doing.
No, Moose, it has been that long.
Wow.
Yeah, didn't they announce it when we were in Celebration?
But since the last one, I think I just lost you guys.
Celebration.
Yeah, I thought they might have announced it when we were in Celebration. Maybe. I don't remember. All the years are starting to blur together, to be honest with you.
But they wouldn't announce it at Celebration. Celebration is Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say we saw it somewhere. We were at a con.
It would have been New York.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's exactly what it was. Celebration, New York, same difference.
Wow. I apologize, folks. I apologize for Game God. All right. Well,
Moose, just to answer it for you. Sorry, 2015, 3 seasons.
Wow.
So it has been that long.
Man,
10 years
since the end of the
3 seasons. Yes, it's been. That would be what 7 years or 6 years.
Well, since the last season. I got you.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Been a long time in the making. This should have been better. The fans wanted it. They had the right people. Why wasn't it as good? So, all right, let's move on to Fantastic Four. That's close to our heart because they copy our logo. And
yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Has the litigation for that closed yet? Are we still going?
I can't.
We're trying. Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just have more money than we do. That's the difference.
They do. Well, that's okay. We'll still
play the long game.
We're playing
the long game.
Yeah. This is a race. This is a tortoise in the hare. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, Game God, you brought this to the table because you wanted to talk about it.
Yes.
And once again, as much as I like to talk about Fantastic Four, I'm a little concerned that you would want to talk about this trailer because I didn't see. Look, the most I saw in this trailer was what I gave you already, and maybe one other thing. I don't think it was kind of like a non-trailer to me. And we'll see.
Man, I don't know what trailer you saw. You had a full-on shot of Silver Surfer, and they were speaking. Right. The plan has been marked for death.
Yes.
Right. And you saw Galactus.
You saw a shadow. We already saw
that. No, you saw his feet. He walked across the.
We don't know that's Galactus.
That's Galactus.
How do you know?
It's Galactus boots.
How do you know it's Galactus?
Oh my goodness! Are we really?
That looked too small to be Galactus.
Yeah.
Listen,
no.
Game God, are you talking about the new trailer? Or are you talking about the Silver Surfer movie where we saw the Silver Surfer?
No,
and
this trailer.
We've already seen all this, by the way. I'm just saying, all these things that you're excited about. We saw the Silver Surfer. We've already seen the Silver Surfer on film. We've already heard the Silver Surfer talk on film. So
let's rewind the tape. I never said anything about excitement. All right, so I just want you to know that. Let's rewind the tape. All I said is the trailer that shows Galactus and Silver Surfer. Right?
It shows someone appearing in boots, big boots.
Yep.
And it shows a Galactus shadow, which we've already seen before.
Yeah, we've seen the shadow. So the boot.
Yep, we've
Well,
seen the shot.
I think the biggest reveal here was the Silver
he's
Surfer.
smaller than what you think because this is a guy who eats planets. Why wasn't he bigger than?
Well, you brought that up. You said that he shapeshifts. I mean, shapeshifts. He changes sizes.
Yeah,
He can
I
change size.
I can do that. I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know that. So I went with that story, which is why I thought I was like, oh, he became smaller. He's mini Galactus. So when I look at it, what do you think about the Silver Surfer piece? Honestly, do you think that this is gonna work?
So let's uncover what we already know. What we already know is that Silver Surfer has typically been a guy. They got him from a planet. He was going to be Galactus's messenger. That's really what it was. There's a storyline somewhere in the comics where he meets somebody else, a lady.
Isn't it his wife though?
Yeah, and then it becomes his wife, and then that she's the new
she's the Herald.
Silver Surfer. So, is it a stretch? I mean, not really. I can buy it. I'm not completely against it because it did happen in the comics. So I'm like, okay, all right. Just depending on where we're at in the timeline.
Correct.
Right.
So
I get it.
Right.
That's okay. I don't have a problem.
Did you see the sources that say that this is the storyline supposedly that the Earth gets blown up and these Fantastic Four go to a different version, like a different Earth, like Earth 626. This is not Earth 626.
I did not.
Yeah, so that's the word. That's the word. Yeah, that
blow up. Yeah.
So and that this Fantastic Four will go into the Earth that we know or the multiverse that we know. So that's why the difference.
Well, it is set back. I mean, you can see where the time changes there. So that's interesting. I thought that was the most interesting part of the trailer.
Here's my issue with all this. I want to compare this to Rise of the Silver Surfer because and let me just say that wasn't a great film, but the Silver Surfer himself looked great. His acting was spot on. All the things he did was awesome. And so I'm going to be comparing that to this. And if it's not as good or if it's worse, then I don't know what to say because it's got to be equal. Even if it's equal to what we've seen, I'm not going to be impressed. Because Galactus, we've seen this storyline play out. This could be, like you said, a different dimension, different Earth, different all these different things.
Right.
But it has to be really good for us to want to progress it. Because I was not impressed with this trailer either, Moose. I didn't feel like I saw anything that I didn't already know was going to happen.
Well, and listen, I think that the reason why I brought up that the rumors of that storyline is that this is an opportunity because I think you've brought this up in the past, Moose. How do you bring Galactus out and no one can stop him, right? So what's the point of bringing Galactus out if no one can stop him? Fantastic Four is not going to stop. So this is an opportunity to bring Galactus out and then destroy everything.
Yeah,
keep Fantastic Four and insert them somewhere else.
Yeah, that's
and then fit the Doctor Doom storyline, Doomsday.
But that doesn't excite me at all.
I'm sorry, we're going to sell trickery, Magic Mike.
Yeah, but this is a way to give fan service to like a character that like a villain that can never exist per se in the MCU because
powerful.
Right. So there's a way. So you look at this as then this is a throwaway movie. I mean, they don't want to. Obviously, you're not going to bill it as that, but that's what it is. You get a Silver Surfer, you get a Fantastic Four, you get a Galactus, and whoever else may show up in it. You save the Fantastic Four crew, you bring them over to where you want them to be, discard the rest, and don't have to worry about ever talking about them again.
Doug the other did the acting for the Silver Surfer. He was the
correct, yes,
the body double or whatever for Silver Surfers. The first one.
The other issue I have, guys, is that we don't see a lot of Reed Richards in the trailers in terms of him being who as Reed Richards. We see him have a little bit of conversation. In this last one, we see him do his stretching a little bit.
Yeah.
But other than that, we don't see him a lot. We don't see him as Reed Richards, and that concerns me. We see all the other characters standing out over Reed Richards.
Well, it is funny is that there's a line I think in the trailer that says he thinks I can't do it or something like that. Like he doubts himself as Mr. Fantastic. If you go back and read, so it's funny you alluded to the fact they showed heavy Human Torch trailers, heavy thing, right? It's a lot of thing.
Yep.
They even show more Invisible Woman and her powers than they do Pablo Pascal or Mr. Fantastic. And they do. I had to squint my eyes a little bit. So is he stretching? Like,
Yeah, right.
What's going on? Because it wasn't like the Mr. Fantastic stretch.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Plastic Man.
Plastic Man,
you
yeah.
know, like,
Yes.
yeah. It was kind of like that's a little bit of Chat GPT there. You know, it's just a little distorted. Like, and so that does concern me as well. Does he not use his power? Does he not want to use his power? Kind of go. But like I said, as I started, Magic Mike never said I was excited. I just wanted to point out that they did point out some things there. And that I wanted to point out the storyline.
You went after Moose because he said he had no idea why you wanted to talk about it, and this was not a good trailer. And you were like, "What do you mean? This is when we get to see so and so and so and so and so and so." That's exactly how you sounded.
Well, yeah,
did that sound exciting?
So no. That's just informative. That's informative, right? I'm being informative. Right?
Okay.
So I'm stating information. So
all right, we gotta move past this trailer. It's gotten too much airtime already because it literally I think that it's yet to be seen. I like what you said, Game God, with that particular a theory of Galactus and what's going to happen with him. But let's get into the meat of what happened this weekend, and that is Star Wars Celebration 2025 in Japan. By the way, if there was a celebration that you wanted to travel to, this would have been the one to go to.
Yeah.
But different than all the others, for sure. I'm sorry that we weren't there. That's
too.
really what I'm sorry about.
Yeah.
But they had a lot of announcements, and we had our social media manager putting up quite a bit in that particular week. But we could talk about some of those, and if you guys hear one, I want to start with Andor season 2 starts tonight, releasing 3 episodes tonight. As a matter of fact, they're released right now, Disney Plus. So now's the time. Let's see. So, Mr. Fish, look good. Yeah, just reading the chat room real fast here. Yeah, he looked okay. I thought Mr. Fantastic looked okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to, you guys, what's your opinion on that chat piece there?
Basically he's feeling it because they went too deep into space, so he's feeling a little regret that he brought people out. I get that.
Yeah,
I get that piece, but I don't ever remember in the comics or in any other lore that he felt that kind of guilt, like that kind of regret, of saying that hey, we went too far out there. We've
been around for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, he may have, but again, and he looked good, but I just didn't see enough of him in the trailer. That's my debate. So,
yeah, thanks for your comment, Arjun. We appreciate that.
Yep.
Of course, I'm not going to go see the movie at this point, but I'd like to understand a little bit more about what I'm going to see. I don't want to see everything. Show me a little bit more, just a little bit more of that. All right, so Andor. Tonight, I am excited. Now, I won't be able to see all of Andor tonight because I'm on the East Coast here, and that would keep me up all night. But
I like how he amended it. He says I won't be able to see all of it. He's going to see some of it.
No, I probably won't. Because it's got to be a sit down. It's got to be a sit down.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. I got to be wide eyed.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I'm not sleepy. I want to make sure I watch it. I don't want to miss anything. You're absolutely right, Moose.
Yeah. So that's tonight. It's 3 episodes. So on Disney.
There's a lot of hype here, so I hope it's good. I say that the first season, there's no reason for it not to be. There's no reason for us to doubt it because the first season was great.
Yeah.
And so I just hope it continues on.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're feeling shades of Acolyte here? Trailer was good.
No.
Stop
playing. I just want to make sure you sound like you excited.
No. Oh, I am excited. You're right.
Well, funny you mentioned that.
It sounds just like it.
They mentioned season 2 for the Acolyte beginning the end of the year. They're going to.
What? I can't believe that. That's not. I was going to say I can't believe that.
I did not see that. I was like, I don't recall that.
That didn't hit my show. I'm scrolling here. That didn't hit my show notes. What's going on?
Complete farce. I just made that up. But they did talk about, of course, about the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Mm-hmm. That's 2026, May 2026.
Love the teaser trailer. That teaser trailer was something else.
Yeah.
The Game God is knocking on the trailers at a Star Wars Celebration because some of them were just a logo.
It's not a trailer.
It might
listen. They're not going to show. Even if they showed it, it's just going to be just for that group. They haven't released it yet. You've been to enough cons.
Logo release.
Stop your whining.
Logo release. Title release. That's what it is.
Hey, well, they released. They released the same. They released the Star Wars. Then you don't sound excited. They released the Star Wars, the Starfighter movie as well. I mean, that was a logo, just
That
so
was a
you know,
logo.
game God.
I'm excited about that one. That one is very exciting to me.
Yeah.
Well, because how do you feel about Gosling?
Well, he looks like he could play the part, and
yes, he does.
He's not a wimpy.
What
actor.
part? Like, what part would he be
Starfighter.
playing? I don't know.
Yes, the Starfighter.
A Starfighter, right? That's the assumption, right? Okay.
Yeah, if you look at the actual logo trailer, you would have noticed that.
Yeah.
I stopped at the logo. I'm sorry. I stopped at the logo. The music I thought was pretty good on the logo trailer for Star Wars Starfighter. I thought that was pretty good. So
I don't think we're going to see him as a Jedi. I don't think so.
No, I don't think we should see him as a Jedi. To be quite honest with you, I don't want to see Ryan Gosling as a Jedi.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah. He looks.
I'd like to see him as a Jedi. Yeah, absolutely.
A Starfighter, absolutely.
This is
5 standing 5.
If I understand it right, maybe I got it wrong. This was after Rise of the Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker. This is set after Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I understood it as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Which, that'll be interesting.
5 years after.
Yeah, 5 years after Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. So, Rise of Skywalker was that the last film?
No, wasn't the last Skywalker the last film?
The Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi. What was it? So it's Force Awakens.
No,
Rise of Skywalker.
Right? And then the last Skywalker.
The Last Jedi, then Rise of Skywalker. So Rise of Skywalker.
Then Rise of Skywalker. Yes, correct.
Okay. So I just want to be clear on where. So everything has already happened. It's happened, and they're saying it's going to be a trilogy.
Well, and Arjun makes another great comment in the chat. He says, "My only complaint was getting a director like Sean Levy. It feels incredibly safe to me." He's got a point, because we don't want to play it safe in Star Wars. Although we don't want another Jar Jar either. So there's that.
I like that. I would like Garth Edwards to have another opportunity with some solid screen.
Hey, speaking of Garth, that might be true. It might be safe. Sometimes it's better to play something you know than something you don't know. I think on some of these, and just to set the tone, maybe just to set the tone of what's to come. Because if it's too out there, then fans, you'll see the backlash of the fans, and that's bad. Right. So I don't know. I don't have an opinion on Sean Levy. I really don't. I really don't.
Well, Garth Edwards did Rogue One and did The Last Jedi. So
but The Last Jedi got a lot of
that's labeled as the worst one.
As the worst one. That's what I mean. So sometimes it's like, you don't know what you're going to get, and that's not good. Now, having said that, was Garth Edwards did The Last Jedi? What was the other guy's name? I thought it was somebody else.
Was it something Ryan?
What's that guy's name? So get that, pull that up.
Yep.
But I saw a picture out of Celebration, and it was a guy. He was dressed up as Darth Maul. At least the face was Darth Maul, and the rest of it was Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson.
That's right.
That's the one I was thinking of. That's the one I was thinking of. Like, you don't know what you're getting on that one. That's where I'm like,
and that messed it up because he had some more coming down. They're like, we might want to put down a hold for you.
Put that on hold, yeah.
But to the other side moves, The Force Awakens went out on a limb on a few things, and it was incredible. It was great.
But that was what's his name? Bad
JJ.
Robot.
That was JJ.
Yeah.
You agreed. I was just going back to the sticking or trying something, not being safe all the time.
Yeah, they did do some stuff, but they played it where like, okay, what's our fan base? And I thought they did it right. Honestly, I really did. Anyway, so this Darth Maul, face of Darth Maul, but the rest of the costume, speaking of Garth Edwards, this is what reminded me of it, was a cowboy hat, a guitar, cowboy boots, jeans, like a black shirt, and I think it was Garth Maul. And I thought it was good.
That is hilarious.
That is great. Yeah. That is awesome.
So if you go in and see this, I should put it up on social media. But man, I thought that was funny.
That is
Darth Maul. I really love that.
Well, they they're releasing a animated series for Darth
Yeah.
Maul.
So that was the other, the Shadow Lord. That's going to be interesting. So it's going to be, I think, pre Phantom Menace, so pre everything that we've seen so far, to see how, how he came about, I guess.
Yep.
Fans want more
Sam
Darth Maul.
Witwer.
I wish we could. Yeah, Sam Witwer's still doing the voice. Yeah, I wish we could get an in-person Darth Maul movie or show, but we're not.
What do you mean, like a live action?
Yeah, live action. Yeah, in person, the same thing, live action.
Yeah.
Ahsoka season 2 they announced, of course, but I thought the interesting one here was let's see what I have something. Oh yeah, Anakin coming back. Hayden Christensen reprising the role as Anakin, and is going to be in that one as well. Which some feel it might be really dark in this particular Ahsoka, which I'm like, that might not be so bad. Because
I think that would be a great move.
That was the best part of the whole Ahsoka piece. I say the whole piece, not the entirety, but that was the number 1 spot. And if I had to pick number 2, it would be Balin. So for me, I'm excited about season 2 for them.
I thought season 1 of Ahsoka was great. There was very few low points of it. I think we did like anything, you can pick out some stuff.
Right.
I thought unfortunate with Balin, the character or the actor, I should say. Yeah. There was a lot of concern what that looked, but I think the social media manager put out a post of the new Balin skull.
Yeah, the Balin from Rory McCann from Game of Thrones, the Hound.
So what do you think?
I think it looks pretty good. I wish they'd gray his beard up a little bit more, but I think he looks good. Because
I think they will
concerned about his
actually.
size.
What?
Really?
Like isn't he tall? I don't know how it compares to.
I thought he was tall. I don't know how tall Rory is. I don't think.
I thought he's
that tall.
Yeah, I think.
I'll check. What were we going to see, Magic Mike?
I was going to say, I think they will white out his beard. I think these are just the early stages of the pictures. I think they're going to do that to try to keep some consistency there. But I think he's going to do great in this role. I think this is the perfect replacement. It's hard to find somebody, because even though it was such a limited time, small pieces. Yes, his character was perfect.
So we discussed that he 6'3". Okay.
6'3" was Ray Stevenson, and Rory McCann is 6'6". So he's got some height on. He's got 3 inches.
So the question I was asking, so we got the look, we got the Balin look, right? The acting chops. Is it going to be Ray? Is it going to be Ray Stevenson acting?
That I can't answer. I haven't seen Rory,
I mean, he pulls. Yeah, so Rory as the Hound was excellent. I mean, that role was like made for him, right? Yeah. Stevenson as Balin, oh man, he sold that. Oh man, it was so stoic, so like just you felt like no one else can play this role, which is why we were kind of torn when he passed. Like,
right,
Rory's got some shoes to fill. I
think what you're going to get here, you're right, you're absolutely correct. But I think what you're going to get here is more with less, if that makes sense. I think you're going to get the presence, but you may not get all of the acting.
I hope they don't do that.
That Ray. Well, I think it'll work out. Is what I'm saying. I think it's gonna work out. And you're gonna go, this is surprisingly good.
Well, and I say I hope they don't do that, because Ray, when he spoke, like, you listened, like he commanded the room, and the way it was directed and produced and all that stuff. So I really look forward to what he would say. Like, I wanted to hear Balin speak. And you're right. He didn't have huge parts. He didn't have huge lines in it. There's a lot of standing, and there was like little 2-3 line dialogue pieces. And they may do that with Rory, right? It's quite possible. I just hope that he captures that essence that Ray placed for Balin. And I know we spent a lot of time on this because I thought he was an epic character.
Yeah, I did too.
Because his story is just about to take off in the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. I think you'll be happy, Game Gun.
Oh. That's coming from Magic Mike, so you better count on it. You know how he sees the future.
I'm excited with Star Wars Visions, season 3.
Yeah, that's the ninth Jedi or something like that.
Yes, I think what I really love about Star Wars Visions, it's an animated series. What do you want to call it? Anthology, whatever. I really love the artistic approach they have in these episodes. They really, they stretch the limits on it. And then the story was, the story is also great on these things. So they hit 2 home runs with season 1 and season 2. I thought so. I mean, if they can nail season 3, I mean, do they end here? Do they do another one? I'm really looking forward to Star Wars Visions. Something that I didn't think was going to be big when it first released,
and then
but really has got me excited about.
That was nice. They do have a lot of video games coming out as well. So they got Zero Company. That's a video game that's coming out. It's kind of like it's a
turn-based strategy.
Yeah, turn-based Clone Wars strategy game, which I love. That's by the way, this is the Respawn, the folks who did Apex. This is their I don't want to say their baby with Star Wars, but this is more it's going to be interesting to see how that transitions over to that strategy game, that turn-based versus that
it's got that XCOM feel, like that if you ever play that type of game. Yep, that's what it's going to be.
XCOM? Oh, maybe I'm thinking of SOCOM.
Yeah. No. This is XCOM. So everybody's in a place kind of like a chessboard.
Yeah. It's like chess. Yeah. So Star Wars Outlaws has a new
DLC
chapter coming out. It's like a pirate or something. I don't know what it is. But
and you get Hondo.
You get Hondo now. Yeah, that's just interesting. Monopoly.
Here's a sad. Sorry about that, Moose. Here's the sad part about Outlaws, though, is that opportunity for a great game, and I think they really dropped the ball on this. I know we talked about this in the past, so I'm not excited about the DLC because the game wasn't that great.
Yeah. Well, you're right, and this may or may not make it better, but I don't think it can make it worse.
No.
So Star Wars Monopoly Go is a digital piece. It's coming out May 1st. There's some Meta Quest stuff coming out with Star Wars as the maker. There's new figures. There's the new helmet. I know. Game God, the new helmet you've got to pick that up, right?
Yep.
Hey, Game God, you said though they were starting to not be so
good. Chintzy on it, yeah.
So how does this? Is this shininess? Does this look good, or is that like a shiny plastic?
So here's the deal. I gotta feel it, right? I gotta feel it. So when I picked up Moff Gideon, it just felt chintzy, and then on top of the fact that it didn't have the darker red tint that you kind of looked like you had like. You know when you back in the days when you got those 3D glasses, that little red tint. Yes. So that's what I worry about. From far, this thing looks awesome. I mean, on a shelf,
all look really good.
Yeah, it looks great. Now, so I just have to put it in my hands.
We're talking about the Death Trooper.
But
yes, yeah.
Yep. But listen, I got Storm. I gotta have it. It's gotta go to the collection.
Now, where are you gonna put it? That's the question.
Oh, don't worry. Optimus might get moved.
What?
No.
Yeah.
Do you notice how you accidentally made Optimus the centerpiece? He stays there. That's just that.
No. What you don't see right over here.
All I see is where I see Optimus.
I'll help you out. I'll help you out. There you go. Let me help you out there. There you go. That's better. Right
see,
there.
That's the one you get rid of. That Megatron. Move him out.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Was there anything? So, Celebration in Los Angeles, 2027, April 1st to the 4th.
We'll be there.
Is the next one? Yeah, we'll be at that one.
You didn't miss the Smuggler's Run is getting a new update at the parks at Disney.
I didn't see that.
They're putting in Grogu, right?
Yep. They're actually letting you choose a mission. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I guess that's good. I mean,
listen, Smuggler's Run was a great ride.
Yeah, it's good.
Great ride.
Yeah.
I know your Rise of the Resistance is your favorite, but
that's a really good one. Rise of the Resistance is very, very good if you haven't seen that. So if you haven't been on that yet, you still have to go on that. I really want to compare what they've done with Epic.
I know you're itching to go
at Universal. Yeah, I'm going to compare it because I do want to go. Although tickets are not easy.
Oh yeah, listen,
it's going to be packed. It
is going to be packed.
I've read a lot about that. If you're a season pass holder, you still got to buy tickets for that park.
Yeah,
it's separate. You have to buy express passes to get on some of these rides because the lines are going to be so long. Yeah, no way you can do the park in one day.
Harry Potter opened up in it was
packed. You guys did that.
Packed
months. It was packed.
Yes.
You guys did that. I mean, it's still packed now when you go there. Like go to
Green
Rocks.
Time? Yep.
Green, what is it? Gringotts, the ride? Man, listen, there's times I still have not been on the roller coaster. Right? Every time I go, every time I go, the line is a 3-hour wait, or when I wait for the line to go to, literally when I get there, the ride breaks down.
Well,
never. That's the ride that eludes me.
Yeah. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
That's my story. That's my story there.
Hey, thanks for joining us on this lovely podcast. You can come back next week. We do it all again. We talk about the favorite stuff out there that's happening in the world of sci-fi, fantasy, and movies, and games, and all that other good stuff. So we do it again. Come in and participate. We love it. That's it.
I was just leaving.
Nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcast4sci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.